10 NFL players by position. The NFL is and has always been comprised of some of the world's greatest athletes. Everybody who has played at the highest level and those who can only make the practice squad is an outstanding football player. However, some players make others seem like they do not belong in the league. They name those players superstars. In this video, we will be showing you the top NFL players according to the position. Most of these players are bigger, stronger, quicker, and smarter, and want much more than others, just flat out. And some of these players have rolled up all of those characteristics in one. Before we go any further, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, Fly Away, and smash that like button for more quality videos you can't certainly get from others. Without further ado, let's dive into the top 10 NFL players by position. Number 10, edge runners. Shaquille Barrett. It's not as straightforward to describe positions in the front seven of NFL defenses as it used to be. Edge rushers are probably the most significant position on the field after quarterback. With nickel and dime defenses currently being played in the league, these types of players combine on the outside in a four-man front more often than not. Even having such disruptors align inside and strike slower guards or even centers with their immense athletic advantage is also not unusual. Somewhat like Von Miller, with just 8.5 sacks, Mack has a down year by his crazy standards. But as formidable as ever is his tape. In fact, last year, Mack got very little help. With a fantastic variety of pass rush moves, his all-around game is very special. He is expected to go down as one of this generation's premier defensive stars. Don't expect anything less than a 2020 Mack Elite season, which is why he's the NFL's top edge rusher. Number 9, offensive lineman Quenton Nelson. Quenton Nelson, the former Notre Dame star, has emerged as the best interior offense lineman in the NFL. His game is almost perfect, with 0 sacks allowed. When you add in the choppy quarterback game for the Colts in 2019, that's particularly notable. For guards, Nelson has won PFF's second-best run-blocking ranking. Indianapolis was also in the top 10 in the adjusted sack rate in the league, protecting Jacoby Brissett in 2019 extremely well. With Phillip Rivers at the middle, that will certainly carry over in 2020. From the second time he stepped on the field in the league, Nelson was among the best linemen in the NFL. Since then, what he has done is live up to the hype. As a rookie, he was a first-team All-Pro and repeated the distinction in his second year. He played in 1,042 snaps as a second-year player, according to Pro Football Focus, allowing no sacks and committing only 3 penalties, receiving a score of 91.2. He became the first ever offensive guard as a rookie to win the NFL Offensive Rookie. Number 8, Jamaal Adams. We've seen a variety of defenders recently traded in blockbuster deals who were in the debate for the best player at their respective place. Players like Khalil, Mack, and Jalen Ramsey. This offseason, Adams joined the party and will now lend Seattle his skills in an effort to offer a secondary existence that was the gold standard during the years of the Legion of Boom. It's not just the versatility of Adams that makes him a special player, it's his skill through a variety of alignments to do everything well on defense. Adams received an 82.4 running defense rating, a 91.0 pass rushing grade, and a 92.0 coverage grade during the last 2 seasons. Adams and Quinton Dunbar's inclusion makes the Seahawks one of the best on-paper secondary to the NFL. Number 7, off-ball linebackers Bobby Wagner. There's no doubt that the Seattle Seahawks have one of the greatest football linebacking corps of all. Seattle's most notable defensive player at the Seahawks minicamp earlier this month was just as spectacular. 29-year-old linebacker and 5-time All-Star Bobby Wagner. But is it difficult to place Wagner anywhere but the top spot on this list, considering his talent and overall body work? Schofield writes, he's the uncommon type of linebacker that suits the modern game, but you also feel that if he were dropped in the late 1970s or even the 1980s, that football style would fit right in. He plays downhill against the run just as easily as he drops into coverage or runs with receivers. Schofield predicts that Wagner will return to his all-around elite form form with some new additions around him, such as Jordan Brooks and Darrell Taylor, and the return of Bruce Irvin to Seattle. Number 6. Cornerback Steven Gilmore. The Patriots' perfect start came courtesy of a defense that was traditionally dominant, and without the blanket of publicity provided by Steven Gilmore, who is playing so well that even the soft-spoken star is able to state his own case, Bill Belichick's community wouldn't be what it is. Gilmore is playing man coverage, but he is also so sure that his eyes are not on the man he's covering. They're focused on the quarterback, anticipating where the ball will go. The 11 defenders on the field work in concert through coordination and the confidence built among a unit of savvy veterans. Play calls come to life just the way they were drawn up by Bill Belichick, but there is no doubt in his aggressive scheme that Gilmore's ability to blanket the best receiver of the opponent is indispensable. There's still no doubt as to who is the NFL's best cornerback. Ask his teammates or Darrelle Revis, who last decade held that title, or players around the league who first voted for Gilmore in the role. Number 5. Tight ends George Kittle. The praise for the newfound occasion does not come from Selleck for his Selleck time idiom, believe it or not. Neither was the exuberant tight end George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. Garoppolo himself actually developed the classification. He created a sensation with his tight ends that would gradually spread through the National Football League. Little did the quarterback know, Kittle and Kelsey are commonly considered in the NFL as two of the best tight ends. Kelsey has amassed 507 catches for 6,465 yards and 37 touchdowns since joining the league in 2013. In each of his last 4 seasons, he has reached 1,000 receiving yards while being selected to 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro honors. George Kittle is known for his vibrant personality and sprightly attitude, aside from being regarded as one of the best tight ends in the league. Jimmy Graham and Zach Ertz are 2 extra players who add tight ends to Kittle's present and future Hall of Fame that he finds instrumental in his timely success. Number 4. Running backs Christian McCaffrey. Despite alerting its concept, running back is still a very important position in the NFL. The days of making backs solely pound away for a challenging rushing yard are gone. To be more full, the new pass-happy game needs a back, and those who are most well-rounded as receiving backs stand out from the rest. Those who can stay on the field to both get elusive in the open field and also grind for every possible yard on the ground further separate them into an elite category. They are further divided into an elite group by those who can stay on the field to both become elusive in the open field and still grind for every possible yard on the turf. There is no doubt then that Christian McCaffrey of the Panthers is the best in the business. He stamped his place at both running back and the McCaffrey specific flex spot by going to first team All-Pro. The fantasy football numbers do not deceive, and that is proven by the eye test of him dashing everywhere. Not only has he proven to be as quick and as fast as advertised, running past and around many defenders, he has also reminded everyone how amazingly tough he is with his solid physique between the tackles and finishing drives. Number 3. Wide receivers Julio Jones. After sustaining a hamstring injury in the Falcons season opener versus the Seahawks, Jones has been minimal action in the season so far. This season, the star recipient missed 2 complete games, including a 5-week match with the Panthers, where Atlanta lost 23-16. Since his return in Week 6, Jones has put up the kind of numbers expected from a top receiver in the league. Over the past 3 games, number 11 went for 371 total yards receiving. In 35 career games, Jones joins NFL legend Randy Moss with 125-plus yards receiving with his 137 yards. The dynamic pair is tied just behind Jerry Rice, arguably the greatest receiver of all time, for second place. The Falcons are a poor 2-6 after a few blown-out games early in the season. However, with Jones seemingly back at full power, Atlanta can begin to win some games. When you have a guy playing like this, it is hard to lose the game. Number 2. Defensive lineman Aaron Donald. When it comes to ranking the best defensive lineman in the NFL entering the 2020 2020 season, it's important to point out that the position assigned to individuals doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. For instance, take Aaron Donald. Wherever he lines up, the two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year and six-time All-Pro is a difference maker. Listed on the Los Angeles Rams roster as a defensive tackle, he also played a total of 338 snaps last season at left or right defensive end, per Pro Football Emphasis. The primary reasons Athlon Sports has combined the nose tackle and defensive tackle positions into one defensive interior position in this year's ranking are Donald's positionless excellence and the same form of multi-gap performance required of more and more linemen. Donald's sacks decreased from 20.5 to 12.5 and his overall pressure from 113 to 80, the best defensive lineman in the NFL. Donald has an unrivaled blend of technique, stamina, and pocket pace at 6'1" and 280 pounds. He is a defender of any distance and might potentially put up double-digit sacks as a pure ending. For the second consecutive season, Donald also led the league in tackles for a loss. Number 1, quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is 25 years old and has 36 NFL starts under his belt, yet both the league and Super Bowl MVP have already been selected. So where is he going from here? Well, given that he still has at his disposal the pass-heavy system of Andy Reid, a solid offensive line, and a great collection of goals led by Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, we can probably expect more of the same. Mahomes earned the chance to become the first quarterback in NFL history to play 3 conference title games in his first 4 seasons in the league by way of Kansas City's 22-17 victory over Cleveland in the divisional round. He had to conquer a turf toe case and a spell in the concussion protocol of the NFL to earn his 17th start of the season. Granted, after his breakthrough 2018 campaign, Mahomes returned to earth a bit last season, but he is still undeniably one of the league's best players. Alright, how are you finding this top 10 NFL players with regards to position? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Before we end this video, please do not forget to hit the like button below and click subscribe to our channel, Fly Away, for more amazing videos. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned as the next video is starting